Hey, what's up guys, Footy Manager TV here, and this is episode 5 of my legendary career mode with Borussia Dortmund. As you see here, another player that's not really good enough for our team. Going to try and sell him to get that extra cash, because on the deadline day we're going to try and pick up someone really that's pacey, that can make an impact off the bench for about 1 million or 2 million, and really that's good value for a pacey player. They're really underrated. They may not be good at anything really, they're basically just good at pace, some bit dribbling, some have good shooting abilities, but you just got to wait and see for that. And for the price you can get them, they make a really good impact off the bench, as I'm sure you know. And I'm sure you can see here, I'm playing offline. As you can see with the sign into the EA servers, it kind of makes a difference with the button lag that I talk about. It's not an excuse. Like I said in my last video, if you Google it, like offline button lag in FIFA, I'm sure you'll find some results. I have done it, so you will for sure get results. And for me, this fixes it. Even though there's that thing in the bottom left-hand corner spinning around, which usually happens online. So, but FIFA, EA, the whole thing is messed up. This fixes it a little bit, but yeah, anyway, moving on. As you see, playing on Legendary, so hard right now. But Nuremberg, we're really expected to win against them, as they're not really a dominant team like we are. And we should be winning this match. So if you take the Legendary regardless, if you take that out of the equation, not really thinking about what level I'm playing on, we should be winning this match. But we are playing away. Away matches are naturally harder in FIFA for whatever reason, as in real life, I guess. So that's pretty realistic anyway. So that's not a problem right there. And here, I tried to get my passing game going, as I always like to do, especially on Legendary. That's something you have to do, not try and do through balls all the time. You got to do a really slow approach, and I have changed my custom tactic recently to suit that. As you know, the default tactic isn't really like that, so I had some troubles early with results. Like here, pretty lucky to get a goal from corners. My first couple goals are from corners, as you saw the last match, or my first match, I think I got a goal from a corner, and this match I got a goal from corners. That's got most goals from corners early, until I change up the tactics, trying to play the way I want. The formation will stay the same, but the tactic to play a more short style, and hopefully that will help. You just got to wait and see for that. But anyway, I would like to hold on to the result here. And like I said, I'll be playing more defensive on Legendary. I said that in the first episode, because Legendary is harder. I've got to focus more on Legendary, or on Legendary, you got to focus more on defense. I never really used to focus too much on defense on lower levels or online as well. But here, they had a nice lob through ball there, but they couldn't really get it on target from there. But good pressure from my defense, I guess, on that occasion. But here, on the 52nd minute, they had the through ball. Langdrak did some good pressuring by the goalkeeper there, and he tried to lob him. But yeah, nice piece of goalkeeping there to really confuse the striker, and he tried to do a lob really, and the ball bounced a bit funny for him, so that resulted in the pretty poor shot. And also, I'm going to be having some like 0-0 results and 1-0 results. Would you want to see those matches? But if they're a boring match, would you want to see them even if they're like 0-0, or do you just want me to show like the highlights of the match, or just leave it as it will be pretty boring pretty much? But some matches actually are entertaining, lots of shots but no goals, so just yeah, leave your comments on that. If it's a boring match, like if I think it's a boring match, do you just want to not see it, so also I can get through the seasons quicker as well? So yeah, like I said, leave your suggestions for that. There they had a chance with the header, but wasn't really convincing, and I was really happy with my defending here, because I used to play on Legendary, I used to concede a lot of goals, but once you really this formation is really recommended, one with 2 defensive mids and obviously 4 at the back. So you're getting 6 at the back, then the left mids and the right mid, they're going to get back as well. So you get a lot back, and it really helps. But also in attacking, it's really good again. But obviously you have to go with those, you have to pass the ball. You can't expect just to run forward and get a goal in 5 seconds. It's a passing game, football. But obviously some people online don't see it like that. And with the Ultimate Team, I reckon that makes people bad players, because of how it is. It's relied on pace mostly. That's how, that's what happened to me. A couple years ago, I just always played Ultimate Team with pacey players and stuff like that, and that's how I always used to play. And I really had to stop playing Ultimate Team to get out of that habit, because you had to really play like that to compete. And yeah, now I think I'm a better player by not playing so much on Ultimate Team and just playing a passing game. But that's just my opinions on that. And I do actually want to do Ultimate Team series and videos, because Ultimate Team is pretty popular on YouTube. But eventually it gets pretty boring for me playing against Brazilian pace abusers, and it's not fun for me. Ultimate Team is actually supposed to be the most fun game or game mode. So yeah, that's just my opinion. If it used to be fun, but now there's just every team is basically the same, and now the little kids who use their parents' credit cards to get the Team of the Year players, And yeah, it's not fun, so that's why I probably don't do too much Ultimate Team, even though I want to. But anyway, on this match, After we scored the goal, the game was pretty dull, but sometimes you have to play like that. Some of the best teams in the world play like that. I was going to say Stoke. Obviously, they're not the best teams, but sometimes in real life, they're hard to beat. When they get in front, they play very defensive, and that they're hard to score against. I'm not sure if much people watch the A-League, but Central Coast, they play like that. They, on most occasions, they're in the top of the A-League, but on most matches, they don't have the most possession in the match. They just sit back and counter-attack, and once they're in front, even harder to score. Anyway, here, like I said, I was finding a guy from maybe from $1 million to $2,000. Yeah, I use dollars obviously, so the pricing will be different to people in the UK or other European countries. And this right here is probably the best way to really find hidden gems or good players if you don't have much money. Really, physical attributes are the most important in FIFA. Strength and speed. That's really, honestly, that's all you need. Because if you got skill in the game, if it's one-on-one situation, if you know how to score, unless it's a really, really bad player, you're going to score most of the time. And here, as you can see, these are not the best players, so you're going to have to... It's hard to find those hidden gems. Most of the time, they're going to be younger players, so they can improve a lot. Here's the guy, Everton. He had pace as well, but you're gonna want someone with pace, but they got to have another attribute to their game. Like maybe someone, if they're a striker, they're gonna have good shot power. Maybe if they're a midfielder, maybe have good dribbling or passing or something like that. Maybe can play lots of positions, so he can play out wide on the right side, left side, or in the center as well. But I don't know, there was just something I didn't like about him. It didn't have that X factor to me. He had pretty good shot power, but I really wanted someone that can make a bigger difference and someone with good potential as well. Edgar Sally, he's at Arsenal. So obviously I wouldn't be able to get him. He's at Arsenal. He obviously wants to stay there, and I don't think he's there in real life. So it would have been a new signing for them. And here's the guy I'm talking about, Darren Mattocks. Look at that. He's a superstar. I don't know if much people find him. Maybe people in... follow the MLS, obviously would know him because he plays for the Whitecaps, Vancouver, so I'm sure people will know him from that, mostly people from America. But look at that, 79 shot power, only 21, he's going to keep improving. That's what I love, finding these unknown players that are never used before and don't know in real life. And he pretty much has all you need for a striker. He's got jumping to get those really from crosses or corners, and he's got really the pace, and he's got pretty good strength as well, shot power. And that pretty much, what else do you need for a striker? That's really as good as like all the Dumbias, all the other fast players that are strong and fast. And really, that was the ideal signing I wanted to make, like I was talking about, signing someone for around 2 million or just under. And here we just need to get it accepted, but he got rejected, so we had to make another offer. But we are going to pick him up we just bumped the transfer up a little bit more, and that's going to take all our transfer money basically out, so we can't sign anyone else. We're really thin on the money actually now, so maybe in January going to look to sign try and sell some other players, players that don't really have the impact that I noticed in the first half of the season. So you'll look out for that, which players I'll be getting rid of in January, and I will be signing some extra players, sort of like Maddox as well, but in defense pretty much. I'm going to look for some pacey guys in defense, because when you got a fast defender, they're never going to get past them. And really, the CPU, they never really pace abuse like people online do, so it's a bit interesting to see how they'll be able to play if they're not as good defensively. But there's this one guy I really want to show you. He's got speed, strength, jumping. He's got everything you want. Very good sliding tackle as well. But you're gonna have to wait till January for that. Like my Newcastle one, seemed to take forever for the season to finish. So, but I really want to get through the seasons quick. And finally, we get accepted for Darren Mattocks. He should be a very good improver as well. Only 21 years of age. And really, he's going to be that player off the bench like I just mentioned, because it's going to be really hard to take Royce out of his position, because Royce is pretty pacey himself, and we got Rodrigo as well, so it's going to be hard for him to get into the team. So yeah, like I said, Rodrigo at the moment, he's on the bench. I'm not sure, because usually I just bring on Rodrigo for Royce. And I'm not sure if Mattocks could make more of an impact. But we have actually a lot of matches. Don't forget Champions League matches. We've got the group stages. So we're going to really rotate our strikers with Rodrigo, Royce, and Mattocks. Mattocks will get some games in the Champions League. He might do good. He does good in one competition. He starts scoring very good in the league or Champions League. You're just going to have to wait and see for that. We've got Chelsea next. I'll be showing that in my next episode. We're uploaded very soon. I'm excited for some European competition. Have not played that in FIFA 13 career mode yet, because there have been lower teams. Newcastle didn't have it in the first season. So yeah, anyway, here's a scouting report of some players we brought to the team. And like I said, with the money, we bought Mattox, so we didn't have much funds actually left. But for now, I just focus on the players here. There was no one that had potential over 90, so that was a bit concerning. Or not concerning, I just didn't know whether I should get him to the youth squad or not. There was a couple high 80s, but like I said, I couldn't offer some of them a contract because of what we bought with Mattox. We didn't have the money, so I had to just edit it in the budget, transfer budget, and I fixed that up, as you'll be able to see in a second. But on the scout reports, or just the youth players in general, like you know, we've got the five-star scout. I'm scouting Germany. That's a bit realistic, as that's what they would have in real life. They would have Germany under 18 players. But in the future, maybe towards the end of the season, I will look to scout France, as I think France, their players are fantastic. They've always got pace and strength, and like I always mentioned, that's the key attributes you need. And that's pretty realistic as well. As you know, French players in real life, they are pacey, and they've got good technical ability as well, and strength, like I mentioned. So yeah, like I said, these players are all there. Our scout, we're going to always find good players just because of his capabilities of 5-star on both things. And as you saw there, we didn't have the transfer budget to sign him to the team, so I went to look to edit that a bit. As you're able to see right here, you can request funds. I like that new feature, but obviously I can't really, our expectations is to come first, so you can't really put any reason to get more funds than you do already, because we're already expected to win the league, which is a bit tough. And like I mentioned, we're not going to do that for sure on Legendary, at least in the first season. I really want to win it when I have really a super squad. That's realistically how that's how I'm going to win every match. That's the only way you can on Legendary, at least, when you have a full squad of over 80 overall players. And in my opinion, that's going to take 3 or 4 seasons to build. And really, that's what I want. I don't want to win the league in the first season like I did with Newcastle. I want it to be harder. That's why I'm playing on Legendary, to really prevent me from not winning in the first season, because some people said it was unrealistic when I was playing with Newcastle. So I did want to make it harder, and I want to win the league when I have a really super squad that's really unbeatable. And that's really joy for me, building a good squad, and that's why I do these videos. So yeah, I hope you like it, and I'll see you guys soon.